Are you ready for a spine-chilling experience? The horror movies that you love may have been inspired by real-life events. Join us as we explore the terrifying world of movies based on real-life stories. Get ready to discover the true horror. Number 1. The Conjuring. In 1971, the Perron family moved into a farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, and little did they know that their dream house was about to turn into a nightmare. The Perron family consisted of Roger and Carolyn Perron and their 5 daughters. Their idyllic life was about to be shattered by an evil spirit that haunted their home. The family began experiencing strange and terrifying events, such as ghostly apparitions, doors opening and closing on their own, and possessions. Desperate for help, they turned to Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. The Warrens soon discovered that the house was indeed haunted, and that the ghost of Bathsheba Sherman, a witch who had lived in the house in the 19th century, was the root of the evil. In the film, Vera Farmiga played the role of Lauren Warren, while Patrick Wilson played Ed Warren. The movie portrays the events in the Perron family's home, including the ghostly possessions, apparitions, and the final showdown between Ed and Lorraine and the evil spirit. In real life, the Warrens successfully freed the Perron family from the haunted house, and the family wrote a book about their experience entitled The Devil Made Me Do It. Since its release, The Conjuring has become the most successful horror film of all time, with several sequels and spin-offs, including Annabelle and the Nun. But the question remains, did the Perron family ever find true peace in their home? Or was the haunting a never-ending nightmare? Number 2. The Glory. Are you ready for a journey into the unknown? Do you dare to face the wrath of vengeful spirits and the terror of the supernatural? If so, then brace yourself for an experience that will leave you trembling with fear. Welcome to The Glory. Little do they know their actions have awakened a terrifying force that will stop at nothing to get revenge. The ghosts are relentless in their pursuit, unleashing their power with fury and malevolence. The show's eerie and unsettling atmosphere, paired with its haunting soundtrack, will leave you on the edge of your seat. The writing is sharp and clever with twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end. The cinematography is masterful, taking you on a journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche. The Glory is not for the faint of heart. It's a show that will have you questioning the line between the living and the dead, and make you wonder if justice was truly served. The terror and horror of the supernatural elements will leave you feeling haunted and unsettled. So, are you brave enough to face the chilling and spine-tingling world of The Glory? Can you handle the suspense, horror, and supernatural forces that make this show so unique? If you're a fan of the genre, then don't miss out on this unforgettable experience. But be warned, you may never look at bullying, revenge, or the supernatural the same way again. Number 3. Open Waters. Are you ready to face your deepest fears and venture into the abyss of the ocean? Brace yourself for a heart-pounding and spine-chilling experience with Open Water. The movie takes you on a terrifying journey as Lisa and James are stranded in the middle of the ocean with no hope of rescue. They're isolated, alone, and at the mercy of the unforgiving ocean. But that's not even the worst of it. Danger lurks beneath the surface, waiting to strike. As the suspense builds, the tension becomes unbearable. You'll feel the isolation and desperation of the couple, and the haunting music will send shivers down your spine. The sharks are a constant threat, their presence adding an element of dread and horror to the already dire situation. The film's realism is what makes it truly terrifying. The terror is not just in the unknown, but in the reality of the situation. This could happen to anyone. The couple's struggle to survive is a reminder of the fragility of life and the forces beyond our control. Open Water is not for the faint of heart. It's a movie that will leave you breathless, and the fear and tension are so real that you'll be clutching the armrests of your chair. You'll feel yourself holding your breath as the couple battles to stay alive. The movie will stay with you long after the credits are rolled, and it's not one you'll easily forget. So do you dare to face the terror that lies beneath the surface of the ocean? Number 4. The Strangers. In 2008, the horror film The Strangers was released, based on a true story. Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman stars a couple who retreat to an isolated vacation home for the night. But little did they know, their night was about to turn into a nightmare. As the night wears on, strange things start happening. Someone knocks on their door, and the strangers ask if someone named Tamara is home. When the couple tells them they have the wrong house, the strangers leave, but not for long. The strangers return and the terror begins. They start to play a twisted and sadistic game with the couple. They are masked and have no apparent motive for their torment. The tension builds and the fear becomes palpable. Christian and James are trapped in their own home with no escape from the horrors that await them. They try to fight back, but it seems hopeless. As the night goes on, the terror continues. The strangers seem to be enjoying themselves, torturing and terrifying the couple. As dawn breaks, the strangers leave, leaving the couple traumatized and broken. The couple was targeted for no apparent reason, and their attackers were never caught. The Strangers is a movie that will leave you questioning every sound, every shadow, and every moment in your home. It's a reminder that horror can happen to anyone, anywhere, and that sometimes there's no explanation for the evil that exists in this world. So, be prepared and stay safe. You never know when strangers will come knocking at your door. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you are enjoying this video and want to see more like this one. Number 5. Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Milwaukee, Wisconsin was gripped by fear. Young men were disappearing without a trace, and the police seemed powerless to stop it. The city was home to one of the most infamous serial killers in American history, Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was a real-life monster who committed some of the most heinous crimes imaginable. He was a predator who lured his victims into his home, where he committed unspeakable acts of torture, murder, and cannibalism. And now the TV series Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, promises to explore the twisted mind of this killer and bring his horrors to life. The trailer for the show is bone-chillingly scary, with its ominous music and disturbing visuals that will leave you on the edge of your seat. As we watch Evan Peters' portrayal of Dahmer, we can feel the terror and unease that he must have instilled in his victims. We'll witness the events that led to his horrific crimes and the motivations behind them, taking us on a journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche. But this story is more than just a glimpse into a mind of a killer. It's a reminder that the most terrifying monsters are the ones that walk among us. It's a warning that we should always be vigilant and aware of the dangers that they pose. If you're a fan of true crime and horror, then Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, is a must-watch. Just be prepared to be scared out of your mind and to have your view of the world forever change. This is not just a TV show. It's a glimpse into the darkest depths of the human psyche, and it's not for the faint of heart. So, are you brave enough to take the plunge into the twisted mind of Jeffrey Dahmer? Remember to always stay vigilant and aware of the dangers that may be lurking around us. Let us know in the comments if you have any other bone-chilling true crime or horror recommendations that will keep us up at night. But the horror doesn't end here. Do you know what is scarier than this? Well, you will be in for a surprise in this next clip. Will you be brave enough to watch, or will the fear consume you? Stay tuned to find out.